Hello, everybody. It's Daniel here, and welcome to Emotional English Podcast, the podcast where you learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively. Welcome, everybody. Another day, another chance to learn English. And today, we're facing another episode of a reading club category. So we are reading the book of The Alchemist. The Alchemist is the name of the book from the author. It's called... what his name? I've forgotten. Sorry, guys. His name is Paulo Coelho, of course. And The Alchemist is a great book for people who are learning English. And today is the next episode of this category. We're going through. We already had discussed how the boy, the shepherd, met the old man, and the man was pretty irritating. So the boy was pretty disappointed about this man. And we discussed already how the boy met the gypsy woman who kind of was a fortune teller, right? But now we're going a little bit deeper, and we discuss further what this old man wants, right? But before I start reading this beautiful story, I want to make an announcement. First of all, you're very welcome to join our Telegram group. It's available on Telegram. Just look for Emotional English there and join. We post important and nice content every day, and you will have a chance to learn English even more effectively with our little community on Telegram. If you want to support our podcast, please do it by subscribing and liking this episode. That means a lot to us. And another thing, if you want to support financially, you can go to Boosty channel of us and then support by the direct transfer to my phone number. It's connected to my bank account. So that's all for right now. If you're interested in English clubs or private lessons, just go to danilabondarenko.ru and then just sign up for a lesson, tryout lesson. It's free of charge. You can do it anytime, and we can plan our future lesson. So let's come back to our story, and I'm reading the next part. Meanwhile, the old man persisted in his attempt to strike up a conversation, and we already discussed it, that the man was kind of annoying. He was striking up the conversation. But this old man wanted to talk, and he asked the boy what book he was reading. The boy was tempted to be rude and moved to another bench, but his father had taught him to be respectful of the elderly. So, as you see here, we have the beautiful phrase, tempt to be rude. So, when you have this temptation or feelings your way of behavior, that's the word tempt is used for, how it used for. So, you just say, I'm tempted to drink coffee every morning. It means that you are very like to do so. You're a big fan of this procedure. So, I tempt to drink coffee almost every morning. And I know it's not very good, but I'm doing this anyway. So when you tempt to do something, you're doing it, and maybe you're realizing that it's not so good, right? So is it good to be rude? No, it's not good. So that's why you can say that I tempt to be rude sometimes. I'm doing this a lot, but I'm doing it with understanding that it's not very good to do, right? So the boy was tempted to be rude. He always kind of rude and moved to another bench. But his father gave him a good education, and he taught him never be disrespectful to elderly people, right? And elderly, it's the old people, right? It's more official way to say something to an old person, right? Elderly person. So he held out the book to the man for two reasons. First, that he himself wasn't sure how to pronounce the title of the book. And second, that if the old man didn't know how to read, he would probably feel ashamed and decide of his own accord to change benches. Okay, so we're finishing this little paragraph here, so I want to discuss this a little bit deeper. So we already discussed that the boy was tempted to be rude, so he was usually kind of rude, probably with people. But in this case, we had a man, very annoying man. So maybe that's the reason why he was tempted to be rude. And he moved to another bench, right? It was a disrespectful action. And then he realized that he did something wrong. And because his father always taught him to be respectful of the elderly generations, right? So of all people. So he held out the book to the man. What does it mean when you holding out the book to someone? It means that you are giving this book. So when you hold out the book to someone, you're giving something to someone. And the boy, he held out the book to the man. And he did it for two reasons, right? The reason number one, because he didn't know how to pronounce the title of the book, right? The name of the book. He was probably just curious. He wanted to know. And the second reason that was that the old man didn't know how to read. If the man didn't know how to read, he would probably feel ashamed, right? And he decided to do this, right? And he decided of his own accord to change benches. What does it mean, accord? Accord in this context means that you are kind of making a decision to change benches, right? And that's what the boy did, right? So let's continue further. Said the old man, looking at all sides of the book, as if it were some strange object. This is an important book, but it's really irritating. So, again, I think the man was irritating, but the man said that the book was irritating, right? Not very good. So, we don't know yet why he said that, but he was looking at all sides of that book. And, he was curious about that book. He said that it was an important book, like super good book, but it's really irritating, probably not very nice book. So that's what the old man said. And the boy was shocked. The old man knew how to read and had already read the book. That was a shocking effect, right? The man knew how to read and had already read the book. And if the book was irritating, as the old man said, the boy still had time to change it for another. So if it's true, and the book is irritating, not good, not interesting, so the boy still have some time to change the book for another one. It's a book that says the same thing almost all the other books in the world say. It's a beautiful phrase. It's a book that says the same thing almost all the other books in the world say. And I would say that this phrase is pretty beautiful because I do believe the same. When I'm reading my books, right, I see that many words are pretty the same as words I read before. These words correlate, they're connected to my philosophy. And if the book, what I'm reading, is good, I like this book, so the information is already pretty clear to me. So it's very obvious what I'm reading about. So all lines are pretty clear and describes the same philosophy I'm in love with. So that's a funny, interesting thing here, or point. Let's continue what other things the man said, right? It's a book that says the same thing almost all the other books in the world say, continued the old man. It describes people's inability to choose their own destinies. Okay, and this is the main part. So the man said that the book describes people's inability to choose. What does it mean, an inability to choose? It means there is no option or opportunities to choose something. And in this case, we have the destiny. Destiny is something like your pre-planned life. So, and there are some philosophies, they think that every single human being has a destiny, the unique way of living, unique life path. And, the book, the man said that the book describes that people cannot choose their own destiny, right? Inability to choose their own destiny. I do believe that we have ability to choose, but destiny plays a big role in our life. That's what is my point here. So, but the man said that every single human being, unable to choose their own destiny. And it ends up saying that everyone believes the world's greatest lie. Yep. So the book, in the end, saying that everyone believes the world's greatest lie. So it means that we all live in delusion. We all live in lie. So if you believe in something, probably it's a lie. That's why I personally decided to believe in philosophy and research philosophy. I'm not following to one type of philosophy. I'm trying to learn multiple philosophies. It doesn't matter what kind of philosophy is in front of me. I'm not following only one type. I'm not a fanatic, I'm trying to learn and research, and then I'm just taking it into consideration. I'm trying to use the philosophical knowledge and live my life further, okay? So, because many books are very limited, and that's what this man said. So, we live in the world's greatest lie. And then the boy continued this discussion. What's the world's greatest lie? The boy asked, completely surprised. It's this, that at a certain point in our lives, we lose control of what's happening to us, and our lives become controlled by fate. That's the world's greatest lie. I like this. So the man said that at a specific point, at a certain point in our lives, we lose control of what's happening to us. And our lives become controlled by fate. It means we are not controlling our life. The fate controls our life. You can ask me, Danila, what is a fate? And as we discussed before, the word destiny is very close. It's something like your pre-planned life, right? It's your fate, your destiny, right? And that your destiny controls your life, not you yourself controls it. And the man said that this is exactly the world's greatest lie. That's never happened to me, the boy said. They wanted me to be a priest, but I decided to become a shepherd. So the boy is saying that he had a different approach. He decided to become a shepherd. It was his own choice, right? He had chosen to become a shepherd, but the family asked him to be a priest. So he controlled his life, not the fate controlled his life, right? That's what the boy said. And then the old man continued this discussion. Much better, said the old man, because you really like to travel. He knew what I was thinking, the boy said to himself. So he didn't say it aloud, so the man didn't hear it. But the boy said to himself, he knew what I was thinking, right? The old man, meanwhile, was leafing through the book without seeming to want to return it at all. So when you are leafing through the book, you are trying to go through, kind of reading very fast, that's what you're doing, leafing through. Some people, they just leafing through the book when they decide to buy the book or not to buy. They leafing through, they are checking some pages. That's the process of leafing through, or just, in a fast way, in a fast pace, going from one page to another. That's the leafing through action. But you can ask me, Danilo, what does it mean, meanwhile? It's a beautiful phrase. We can see it all over the place, right? Meanwhile, it means at the same time. So at the same time, the boy was thinking that, the old man knew what I was thinking. That very moment, the old man was leafing through the book without seeming to return the book, right? And that what just happened. So the boy noticed that the man clothing was very strange. He looked like an Arab, which was not usual in those parts. Africa was only a few hours from Tarifa. One had only to cross the narrow straits by boat. Arabs often appeared in the city, shopping and chanting their strange prayers several times a day. So, and this is kind of the observation of the boy here. So the boy noticing that the man clothing was kind of strange. He looked like an Arab. His wearing was kind of not unusual in those parts because Africa was only a few hours from Tarifa. So it's okay to see the guy with this strange clothing here. And he mentioned that Arabs often appear in the city shopping and chanting strange prayers several times a day. So that's what the Arabs were doing there. Then the boy asked, "Where are you from?" From many places, the old man answered. "No one can be from many places," the boy said. "I'm a shepherd and I have been to many places, but I come from only one place, from a city near an ancient castle. That's where I was born." Well, then, he could say that I could say then, I was born in Salem. The boy didn't know where Salem was, but he didn't want to ask, fearing that the old man would appear ignorant. I will make a stop here. So Salem is the city, right, where this old man was from. And then we have a word here, ignorant. Who is an ignorant person, by the way? Ignorant person is the person who is not paying attention to important details. For example, if you are preparing, your clothes, right? If you don't care about, let's say, about the cleanliness of your clothes, you're an ignorant person because you ignore important things. You should be clean, and you becoming ignorant when you ignoring important things, right? That's where the word from, this ign from ignore, right? So that's the same root as I see here. Ignorant person who is not paying attention to important details. And you can call different people as ignorant. I hope you are not ignorant because you're listening this podcast and you are developing your skills. It's not an ignorant thing to do. But, let's continue to the story. So the boy didn't know where Salem was, but he didn't want to ask, fearing that he would appear ignorant. So the boy was scared that the old man would think of him that he is an ignorant boy. So he looked at the people in the plaza for a while. They were coming and going, and all of them seemed to be very, very busy. So what is Salem like? The boy asked, trying to get some sort of clue. Isn't like it always has been? It's like it always has been. That's the answer of the old man. It's like it's always has been, not much changed, right? No clue yet, but he knew that Salem wasn't in Andalusia, right? If it were, he would already have heard of it. So no clue yet. It means that we have no idea what's going on there. And what do you do in Salem? The boy insisted. What do I do in Salem? The old man laughed. Well, I am the king of Salem. Oh my goodness. So this old man is not just an average Arab person. He's a king, the king of Salem. People say strange things, the boy thought. Sometimes it's better to be with the sheep who don't say anything, and better still to be alone with one's books. They tell their incredible stories at the time when you want to hear them. But when you're talking to people, they say some things that aren't so strange that you don't know how to continue the conversation. Yeah, that was just the thoughts of the boy. You know, the boy thought that people say very strange things, and the boy thought it's kind of weird that the man said that he's from Salem and he's a king of Salem. That's kind of crazy. My name is Melchizedek. Melchizedek. That's the old man's name, Melchizedek. How many sheep do you have? Enough, said the boy. He could see that the old man wanted to know more about his life. Well, then we've got a problem. I can help you if you feel you've got enough sheep. The boy was getting irritated. Okay, so we have the word irritation again, so he feels annoyed. Why this strange king asking him this weird questions? And you remember that he has a very strange name, Melchizedek. So that's kind of weird. So the boy was getting irritated. He wasn't asking for help. It was the old man who had asked for a drink of his wine. I think we read this previous episode, and he had started the conversation. So the man started the conversation, not the boy himself, right? Give me my book, the boy said. I have to go and gather my sheep and get going. But the man didn't stop the conversation. Give me 1/10 of your sheep, said the old man, and I'll tell you how to find the hidden treasure. The boy remembered his dream, and suddenly everything was clear to him. The old woman hadn't charged him anything, but the old man, maybe he was her husband, was going to find a way to get much more money in exchange for the information about something that didn't even exist. The old man was probably a gypsy as well. Okay, and that's the final statement here. Let's comment this for real quick and then conclude this episode. So we continue and we discuss further so the man knew about the hidden treasure, what the gypsy lady explained to the boy, right? So the lady said that the boy has a chance to find this beautiful hidden treasure. And the boy remembered his dream and everything. He realized that, probably this man, he's just trying to get the payment for that stupid action, what the woman did. So, and that's the end of today's episode, guys. So that's the little finish. And we had discussed that the boy started the discussion with that weird man. And the boy realized that it was not just an old man who needed to sip his wine. It was the man who was a king of Salem. And things are getting very, very interesting, isn't it? So that's enough for today's episode, guys. As I said before, if you want to see more content, go to Telegram, Emotional English, join there. Please like and subscribe to this podcast episode. Vote for our podcast if on the platform you're listening, you have a chance to do so. Please do it. It promotes our podcast and more people have a chance to listen to this beautiful information and learn English with us. Thank you all, and I see you very soon with another episode very, very soon, okay? Let's stay in touch and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.